This is Joe Rosemerick, and today we're going to talk about the three types of common freshwater fishing reels, and then their uses and benefits for each one. There's three basic types. Spincast, just a little push button, closed face. Spinning, you have an open spool where you can release line through a bail. And a bait caster. This here is going to spin. The line's going to come out the same directions the spool spins. And again, line guides wrapping around the spool. They all serve the same general purpose: to get fishing line stored and to assist in casting. There's benefits and drawbacks to each one. Spin cast, it's the simplest reel. This is what you see on little kids' poles. I still have a couple of them in the shop because when I go crappie fishing, pan fishing before open season, they still work really nice if you're only casting, 50 or 75 feet. Very simple to operate. Push a button, cast your rod, let go when your line is in the air. Very simple operation, hard to jam, simple parts, everything's covered, you don't get things stuck in it. That's the positive. The drawback is it doesn't cast very far, it doesn't take as good a line, it's got less control, it's less accurate when you're casting. So it's a good starter, but to the active fisherman, it's not going to be as useful. Spinning reel works good with light lines or when you have two hands to operate the reel. What you have to do, flip open the bail, hold on to the line, cast it, let go with your finger, let the lure land, close the bail, and then you can start reeling. This is going to have more distance than the spin cast reel, but probably less than your bait caster. But it's better for light lines. It's a little bit less accurate than a bait caster, but you can get pretty close to where you want to go with some skill in using this particular reel type. Last type is a bait caster. Now, most people think of this as just for bass fishing, but I use it for walleye, I use it for northern pike, I use it for a wide variety of things. There's two drawbacks. One, you can't cast light lines as well as you can with a spinning reel. If you have something heavy, you can cast this thing a mile. And two, if you don't know how to use it, if you have line coming off the reel and your lure hits the water, this is going to jam up and be a giant mess, a giant bird's nest you have to go and pull apart. That is usually what keeps people from using the bait caster. All it is just learning how to slow down the reel as your line is coming to a stop and hitting the water so that more line doesn't come out. It's just a skill to learn, and once you've learned it, using a bait caster is really easy. The advantages of the bait caster is one-handed operation. You can be up on the front of the boat, running a trolling motor, looking at the map, and just one-hand cast this all day. Push a button, cast it out, slow it down, clicks into place, there you go, you're ready to reel in. Two, you get better distance, and three, you get, a lot of people say you have more power, typically because you're using bigger line on it or you're using braid, when you go and set the hook with this particular reel type. Well, those are the basics. If you want to learn more about individual reels or how they work or the differences between brand A and brand B materials, we'll have to go and do a little bit more research. But that'll get you the basics to get a reel on a rod and get it wet and in the water.